In this video, I'm going to give you the tips and tricks that you need to negotiate the lowest possible interest rate when getting a mortgage with a lender. I'm a mortgage broker with over 20 years of experience helping people purchase homes, and I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. And so I'm going to pull back the curtain, show you the behind the scenes so that you've got the tools you need to negotiate the best deal possible. Now, before I dive in, do me a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe so you get more content like this. All right, so when negotiating with a lender, here's the first thing that you need to understand is that the person that you're talking to, the loan officer, they're basically a salesperson. I mean, yeah, they got a different title, they got to get a license, all that stuff, but if you really dilute it, they're a salesperson. But they are not the final decision maker. They have a boss, that boss has a boss, and that company has a margin that they want to make on a loan. And in fact, that loan officer most likely doesn't even have the authority to negotiate without getting approval from their manager. So first off, when in negotiations, you need to know who are you dealing with and are they a decision maker. Now, when you're shopping for a mortgage and you're talking to a loan officer, I'd recommend that you actually let them know that you're shopping around. Maybe even tell them that you've got some quotes. You should get some quotes. I recommend shopping around. However, if they know that you're already looking around, they're going to sharpen their pencil and come in with a better deal. Now, something a lot of people don't realize is a little over a decade ago, there was massive reform in the financial industry. See the Dodd-Frank Act, the SAFE Act, there's all sorts of acts that were created to protect consumers, and some of them impacted the mortgage industry. Well, when it comes to loan officers in the mortgage industry, they are not allowed to get paid differently from loan to loan to loan. So the idea is that you as a consumer are going to get the same deal basically as the next consumer. There's no discrimination. There's no, hey, I think I can stick it to this guy, so I'm going to charge him more, but I'm going to give that lady a deal because I know that she's a shopper. That doesn't exist anymore. Loan officers are not the decision maker on that because they get paid the same on every single deal. If you go back in the day before comp reform, loan officers, they were the deal maker. And so they would decide how much they wanted to make basically, and that kind of, determined what you could negotiate. Well, it doesn't work like that. Now, their boss or their boss's boss or so on is going to make a decision at a company level on what they're willing to make in order to earn your business. When it comes to getting a home loan, there's several different avenues that you can go down to obtain financing. Some people go to banks or credit unions. Some people go to direct lenders, or we call them retail lenders. And then some people go to mortgage brokers like New Way Mortgage. Now, there's a difference in the business models, and those differences are going to impact the quotes that you get, the fees that you're charged, and ultimately how much wiggle room you have to negotiate. Now, obviously, I cannot speak for all banks and credit unions. However, I've been doing this for over 20 years and I see how things work. And when it comes to banks and credit unions, they have extremely limited flexibility in negotiating on their pricing. They're not going to really negotiate much. In fact, typically the only time that you will see them sweeten the deal for you is if you're a high net worth individual and you're willing to deposit, say, $250,000, $500,000, maybe $1 million, and then that way they're able to justify offsetting your interest rate. See Rocket Mortgage and Charles Schwab as an example. Now, most of the mortgages in the country are done by direct lenders or retail lenders, okay? Now, when it comes to these operations, this is where it's going to be really important if you're trying to negotiate for the best deal to know who you're dealing with. Are they a decision maker or not? And most likely, the person that you're working with on the other end of the phone is not a decision maker. And so they're going to have to go and push back to their manager to get what our industry calls a pricing exception or a pricing adjustment or some sort of concession that's made on the company level where they basically lower their margin. The loan officer still gets paid the same because, again, they can't change their comp. And then hopefully they're able to lower it enough to earn your business. So you're going to have to push on that salesperson, because you're not going to get to work directly with their manager, their regional manager, whoever the person is that ultimately signs off on that concession. You're going to have to beat up your loan officer in order to get that. Now, the last way to get a mortgage, which in my opinion is going to be the best way. In fact, I built my company around this model because it's fast, it's easy, and it's the cheapest solution for the consumer, is working with a mortgage broker. Now, a mortgage broker, they're not tied to one lender. They're going to shop across over 100 different lenders, most likely. That's what we do. And we're going to find you the best possible deal. But then it comes down to, what are the rules for mortgage brokers versus lenders? And brokers do have more flexibility in their pricing. And so ultimately, not all brokers are built the same. Everybody's business model is a little bit different, but negotiating with a mortgage broker is ultimately going to yield you the best results. Now, if you'd like to get a quote from our team, we'd love to talk to you about it. You can go to the link in the description below, or you can go to meetnewway.com to schedule a time to talk about your options with one of my licensed team members. Now, if you haven't already, do me a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.